Okay, coming up on this episode, we're getting a new pope, new sketches from B and our special guest. Stay tuned. All right. Welcome to the show. Big show. Lots to get into today. First up, like I said, let's talk about the Pope, picking a new Pope. As you guys know, I'm newly Catholic. So I was interested in where to see how they're going to do it. I watched this movie, Conclave. And I knew going in there was some controversy at the end. I thought going in that the Pope at the end, they were going to elect a transgender Pope. That's not what happened. They kept alluding to it, though. They kept saying throughout the movie there were some people talking on scene, so they would always say, "Oh, this cardinal can't be Pope because, you know, he's secretly a woman." And we're seeing this guy run around the Vatican. He's going to the gym. He's going to the sauna. He's in the locker room. They're always showing this guy's, his junk. I mean, it's in your face the whole movie. We think a movie called Conclave, they would have something like that. But you keep looking at him because you think, oh, okay, he's really a woman. You think there's been a child out there. Does he just flash him into the face with this guy's penis? At the end, you find out he never actually had a vagina. One time he got an appendectomy. They found some female sex organs inside. He never had his period. You know, nobody from the outside, no doctors ever said, "Oh, this is a hermaphrodite or whatever." So I got totally distracted from the actual Pope picking process. I didn't learn anything, and I walked away feeling like I was tricked into looking at male genitalia for 2 hours. So go a waste of my time. But I did look it up on Wikipedia. Basically, it's under democracy. They vote the cardinals. It's like the second highest position in the church. Only one pope, bunch of cardinals. You have to be a cardinal to become pope. You can't skip over that. So I came across this thing called the Prophecy of Popes, and it was by Nostradamus and some other guy. And it's a little... it's a little up to interpretation. They'll give you the name of a pope, but it's like a nickname given to them it's a clue given to them by Nostradamus or whatever. And they'll say this pope will do this, that pope will do that. And the last pope is a guy named Peter the Roman. And apparently the church will be destroyed and he'll be the last pope while he's pope. I'm not sure exactly how it'll happen, but this guy signals the end. Anyway, the favorite to become pope is this guy, Pietro Paladin, Pietro Prota Settlement from Italy, not from Rome, but he's Italian. His name's Peter. I hope the church doesn't end, but it was a really interesting read. Prophecy and Popes, if you're bored, we'll see if Pietro is elected. The thing about the Prophecy of Popes, they never give the real name. It's like it's either their original name or some kind of clue. These fortune tellers, it's all riddles. All right, moving on. When we're talking about these new sketches we're working on, we have a really funny idea, but it probably won't get made because we can't figure out how to shorten the format. We have a sketch comedy show, and Samby, he makes some great recommendations for film. I don't know if you guys know, he went to film school, so he'll recommend stuff there on the show. I'm thinking of, I just watched Blade again for the first time in like 20 years, and it holds up really good. I'll probably watch it again. It's a really great movie. And Adaptation, I had never seen that with Nicolas Cage. Very different movie. I would call it a true situational comedy. Not just the jokes, but the situations that find themselves in. I totally need definitely watch it. Finishing up Columbo. Columbo was a detective show, of course, from the 60s and 70s. And unlike other murder solving shows, as the audience, you actually know that the killer is. They show not just the murder, that show, I guess, the motive. You find out why the person was killed. So in the whole show, you know that the killer is. You're not trying to figure out who the killer is. You're trying to figure out which clues this guy Columbo is in. Pick up one. Our show, our take on that, you still see the murder, you still see the motive. So you as the audience, you know who the killer is. Let every episode you proceed to watch our star detective. He just gets fixated and he walks up the wrong guy or girl. He's sending all kinds of people to prison, and the killer's just they're not even good at it, like you as the audience, you're like, you should have picked up on that. So I don't know. I think that's funny. Watching some cop, just arrest the row people over and over again confidently. Why is it like confidently arresting them all people? So the problem is these don't make for TV movies every episode's 2.5 hours without commercials. Sure, they had commercials back in the day. Certainly knows even how long they were when they aired, but we thought about that barely very funny. But I don't think it's going to get made, so for you to have telling you this about it. That's some other stuff in the works, don't worry though. I'm being told by my producer that our special guest has canceled. It was going to be Donald Trump. So, maybe next week. Let's read every email coming in. Okay. From the real Nick Rochefort. Listen up, you scum. Stop using that voice. I'm going to find you and beat you to go, boy. Okay, well, that's all for the show. Tune in next week, seeing who the Pope was and all that. Okay, thanks for listening.